how's it going? Well, here it is, a brand new Grizzly G0555P 14-inch bandsaw. It finally has arrived. Got here about 2 days ago, and I spent those last 2 days tuning it up and getting it running just right. The setup was really fast. It was pretty simple. I'll go over that in a minute, what I had to do and everything. The tune-up was a lot faster than what I thought. I was thinking it's going to be probably 6 to 10 hours between the setup and putting it together and getting it tuned up and everything, but in reality it was about 3.5 or 4 hours, so a lot faster than I thought. Typically I spend a lot more time putting the machine together than most people. I just want to make sure everything's done right and it's going to be fine. I haven't done anything wrong, but for me this took a lot less time than I thought it would. But I'll grab the camera real quick, I'll do a walk around, show the ins and outs of it, what I like and everything about it so far. I haven't been using it a whole lot, and I haven't really had it long enough to find anything I don't like. But if I find something I don't like, I'll keep you guys posted in the future. But yeah, let me grab the camera real quick, I'll bring it in. Like I said, I do a walk around. Then after that, I'll do some cutting to show you guys what it's like to use it and everything. The approximate shipping weight of the saw was around 196 pounds. This is the box that it comes in. It's about 4 feet long, 2 feet wide, and 2 feet tall. And all the parts inside are divided up into styrofoam trays. So it's really organized and it's easy to find the parts. The only thing I didn't like was all the nuts and bolts were in the same bag, so you kind of have to sort through them and everything. I kind of wish they put them in separate bags so you could find them a lot easier. When I got the saw and everything and started putting it together, I was just way too excited and didn't grab the camera and get footage of putting it together. But it goes together really easy. There's not a whole lot that you have to put together. The saw itself is really simple and pretty much already put together. The only thing that you have to put together pretty much is the base on the bottom. It's sheet metal. It's been painted. There's just 9 pieces total. The 2 end pieces and then the middle braces in the center. There's 2 on the other side, and then the top, and they just all bolt together. And then the saw will sit on top of that, obviously. When you go to put the saw on top of the base, definitely have a second set of hands around. The saw itself is probably 160, 170 pounds, so it's pretty heavy, and definitely want to get a second set of hands to help you do that and line it up and everything. Then it just bolts in at the bottom. The only other installation that you have to do on the saw itself is to install the trunnion underneath the table, which holds the table and everything and lets you adjust the angle. And then you also have to, of course, install the table, and that goes on really easy. You just slide that down on top of the trunnion, and then these knobs here that you can turn, those are what locks the table down and keeps it from moving. And that also lets you change the tilt angle of the table and everything. But the table, one thing I got confused on is there's 2 sets of bolts where the rails for the fence are here on the front. And the first time I installed it, I put them on the top hole there, so the fence was sitting up really too high. The instructions really don't make it clear. They're kind of vague in places, but after I realized that you need to go to the bottom ones, I changed them over and it works fine. But the scale on the fence, you of course have to calibrate that and everything, get it just right. But it's a nice one. You know, it's in metric and everything and standard, so you have the choice of which one to use. The fence itself does have a magnifying lens, so you can dial it in really good. But the fence, it's really good quality fence. I like it. Just aluminum, but I like it a whole lot. Nice. The handle, tighten it and everything. The miter gauge comes with it is pretty good quality. Seems like something you find on a high dollar table saw, but good one, I like it. The guard is really easy to move. You just loosen the knob up here and it just slides up and down. You adjust it to whatever you need. The bearings and everything are good. I thought it would have like cool blocks or stuff like that, but it actually has the bearings on the 2 sides of the blades and then the one behind the blade, and they just adjust with the thumb screw. You loosen that and then there's a knob in the back that you turn, and that'll change that. Change the how far that is behind the blade. The ones on the two sides of the blades, I guess you could call them the support bearings. That's what the manual's calling them. You just loosen this, take an Allen wrench, loosen that a little bit, and then you can use the same Allen wrench to go back, and this will they'll rotate, so you can get them right distance away from the blade, the spacing and everything. But the main parts of the saw, the support frame and everything, it's all made of cast iron, so that definitely adds up the weight. The motor is already installed on the saw. The blade's tensioned on that, so you don't have to go messing with that. The motor is a 1 horsepower. It's an induction motor. It's 120 volt. It's already pre-wired for that, but you can run it on 240. And it's also 2 speeds, so you can either use it to cut wood or go back and cut metal. If anybody's interested, you can cut metal with it. So that's one thing about it I like. One thing I also like on it is the quick tensioner. You set the tension with the knob, you tune it in with that, and then you can come back and pull down the handle, and that tensions your blade and everything. Really easier to do it than other saws, because some of the other saws I've used, you have to turn the knob and everything, and it's just a hassle. But that's a nice feature I like. You just turn the handle down and you're ready to go. But you have to dial it in. It's got the gauge there for what size blade and everything. The blade I've got in there now is a 3/8. It's what comes with it. Also what comes with the riser block kit. That's one thing I like. The saw itself comes with the blade, but after you put the riser block kit on, you need a longer blade, and the kit itself does include that blade. It's a okay blade. I want to change it out for a better quality, but it's a 3/8. I can't remember the teeth per inch on it, but I definitely want to change it out in the future. Seems like it's a okay blade. I just want something better. But the riser block kit goes on really easy. There's a bolt inside here that runs up and down, and you just loosen that on the original, how the saw comes out of the box. You loosen that off, and definitely will have a second set of hands. But the top part of the saw you just lift up on it, take the bolt out, install the riser block itself, and then install the top part of the saw back on. And then there's a bolt that runs up and down. It's about 16 inches long or so, and that goes back and ties the top and bottom of the saw together. Really makes it good and everything. Just make sure you tighten it down. The riser block kit also includes the blade guard here on the side. It's a longer one. You can put the switch back. You can install it on the block itself. There's some pre-drilled holes there. They're pre-drilled and tapped. Or you can install the switch back on its original place. I chose to put it there in its original place, but you have the option of either or. The kit also includes, for the blade guard, the blade guard guide post, and the blade guard itself. But the one thing I like about the saw, instead of having to take the cover off and everything, like some of the other cheaper saws I've used, you got to take off the whole cover. With this, it just opens up, so that way you can get in and service the wheels and clean them and everything like that. But the wheels are rubber and everything, and one thing you have to do on the bandsaw is make sure the wheels are coplanar. And right out of the box, mine were, so I didn't have to go with messing with them and everything like that. I didn't have to shim them, so I was really happy that I didn't have to do that. I just took a straight edge and stuck them along the wheels. There is room to do that, so that's one way to check them. But like I said, they were right out of the box, so I didn't have to go and mess with them. The blade did track in the center of the wheel pretty good. Took me a couple minutes to get it, but after I did that, the blade tracked just right. One thing I have to do is check the drift, because it's drifting at a very steep angle. So I may mess with the tilt of the wheel. I'm not really sure how to do that. I'm kind of new to band saws, but I'll go back through the manual and see what that says. But do like the saw so far. Definitely would recommend it. Like I said, I haven't found anything I don't like, but that'll be in the future if I do. hopefully you found this review informative and everything. If you're looking into getting a bandsaw, would definitely recommend this saw to anybody that's interested. Or maybe if you're just wondering what the saw is, you've seen it before and wondering what the ins and outs are of it. But I would definitely recommend the saw. The one thing I would do though is to change the blade out and get a better aftermarket one. The one that came with this is okay from what I've found, the little bit that I've used it. But I think if you change it out and everything, you would get a lot better results and be happy with it. I'm going to look into different blades and see what I can find and read reviews by people. But I'll do that. One thing I'm also going to do, and I'll maybe get a video of that, or I'll try to at least, get one of making the resaw fence. It's going to be really helpful, I think, since I've got 12 inches of resaw capacity now instead of 6. Yes. And just really enjoying the saw so far, the few days that I've had it. Would definitely recommend it. Hopefully I covered everything in good enough detail. I kind of lose track of what I'm talking about sometimes. But hopefully you did find this review informative. And just get out there in the shop, enjoy your time in woodworking, and I'll see you guys soon.